Hello everyone, my name is Khalior. I bring to you every week the latest news related to Bloodhunt and everything around it. I help explain the news in a way to better understand what is going on. For posterity, archival, and recording purposes, it is currently Saturday, April 22nd, 2023. It is currently 11:24 a.m. Eastern Time. It has been 361 days since the release of Bloodhunt. We are coming so close to the anniversary. Currently activated in game is the Primus Pass, and the current patch is the Tremere Update, but that is going to change next week. We are recording this live on Twitch every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are live, feel free to ask questions in chat. And as a reminder and a disclosure, I'm not a game dev, I'm not bound by an NDA, but I'll do the best to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions, and I do not work for Shark Mob. So, today, we will be covering a lot of things. We'll be covering a lot of the Twitch drops and the free things and the giveaways as we usually do. We're going to be going into game updates, and it's mostly going to be the new learnings article that just dropped yesterday, and a few of the other stuff that dropped in during the week. We're going to sprinkle it all around, and yeah, we're going to be talking about what to expect next week. So, if you are watching this on YouTube, all the links that I'm going to be posting in chat, all the links of everything I'm posting there is going to be in the description with the time codes in the description of the YouTube video. If you ever need to have access to those links once more, yeah, everyone can go to YouTube, or you can also access my Discord. That is all linked everywhere. My Discord is, all my links are listed like pretty much everywhere if you're just taking 2 seconds to find them. In my Discord, I have a special section for my news recaps, all the links, all the links to my VOD, to my YouTube, everything's going to be posted there. So if you want to just join my Discord, why don't you? All right, so, yep. Let me just, there we go. Okay, with that being said, we are going to jump straight in. There we go. So, of course, still this week, the Twitch drop of the week is the returning 6 Twitch drops that we had last week. It is still the same. It's going for a second week. It's available to everyone, to every Bloodhunt streamer. Don't need to have special permission, just need to make sure that on your stream you have drops enabled, and that's it. And yeah, this is gonna be the last week to go through all of these. And wait a second. There we go. It's going to be running until April 28th. At which time this will be replaced by a new series of drops. We got a little exclusivity list last Saturday where we were shown the Window to the Soul preview. This is going to be part of the next series of Twitch drops. The old Plague Doctor mask is where we're gonna be. Also, the current OG drops, as I have started to call them, these drops will not be available anymore at about the same time as these the Twitch drops that we currently have are set to expire. So on April 28th in the morning, these are gonna go. I was told that those drops were going to be replaced by some other drops from the past. Let's see if it actually happens. But I was told that was the intention. So, if you want to have, maybe just a quick maybe of what that might be. Well, it just so happens that I have some people already know, I have this shareable document of all the previous Twitch drops that have been made available. I'm keeping this up to date as much as possible. And yeah, you can see, like, you have a little look-see at all the other Twitch drops. It would make sense that if what I've been told was actually true, I would be looking at the second series of Twitch drops that we've got here, and maybe you can kind of have a glance at maybe some of the things that people maybe would like to have. I was told that some people like the full swing mask that was very, very popular. The Roasters makeup also was, some people have been asking for this, as well as the Emblaze and Trailblazer outfits, which originally some people thought when it was announced and released was just meh, but I've seen a lot of people ask about this. And of course, you know, the Secura Spectre mask would be a good idea, but maybe keep that one, maybe not that one. We're getting another mask, so why bring the Secura Spectre mask so soon? We can wait. We can watch in the community the people that have Techno Demon mask giveaways. That could also be a good idea instead of getting the Secura Spectre mask so soon. Maybe we can wait. Anyways, this is just purely speculation. But yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure if it's actually going to happen, but I thought that's, like I said, that was the intention. So anyways, next Friday is going to be very interesting because new drop of a new series and probably new persistent drop coming to Bloodhunt. So I will be live when the switch of the drops is going to happen. I'm going to be live on my Twitch channel for a few hours before I go to work, just to see it be there whenever that happens, and we're going to see exactly what we're going to get. In terms of other free things, I'm just gonna go quickly through it. Gonna remind everyone that the free Opulent. Hello, Sid Spinkler. Hello. I want to remind everyone that the Opulent makeup is still available. It is your last week to claim it. It ends on April 30th. You have to claim it with the code GetAprilFooledXD, as I wrote in chat. There's no news about a fix to the cyber toxic mask from Tracker GG. I just wanted to let you know that there's no news, so waiting for this to maybe get resolved. Just doing a little follow-up. The GamerAdvantage Bloodhunt custom glasses, well, we've got some winners. So Seal85, Steel Vorman, Mamonis Bespart, and Bones Ablaze got their own Bloodhunt custom glasses from GamerAdvantage. I've checked, still no news of GamerAdvantage putting those, making those available or sellable for purchasable, I should say, to anyone that might be interested in getting this package. But I'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you know whenever that's going to be available. On a little bit more personal note, the giveaway that I was running for the last week and a half, the EasterHunters. Well, we've got some winners. It's Czech Benchy and Dylan Ross. I hope I'm saying this correctly. Yeah, they both won their Fuchsia Finish makeup codes. Very happy about that, apparently. And yeah, you want to know more? You want to catch some more giveaways like this from me? Stay tuned. There's some that I'm working on currently. You're gonna see. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We had a solo Bloodhunt tournament. A solo Bloodhunt tournament hosted by Best Part. that happened last weekend, right after the show, and yeah, we got our winners. We had oh my gosh, taking a little bit more space than I intended, but let me just move this window a little bit out of my way. There we go. These are the days of our winners. So, first one, as we all know, is the real name of the person is Stinto. So it's Stinto Nivi Kuho Nuiga. I never know exactly how to pronounce it properly. We've got Tie Dye and Worm Capajo that ended with a draw. And the random prize winner was Wufu. It was very fun, hosted by Pollution. We had a new way of doing things. We had some Google Forms to help like calculate everything, to help place like put more info. As far as I can tell, I think that the feedback from the tournament is going to be posted soon online. So you're gonna get a little bit more info about this. The prize pool that was again announced a little bit too late was there was a bunch of tokens and some $10 Steam or PlayStation cards that was in there, and there was a $5 given to a random participant. I understand that some people thought that maybe some people wanted to volunteer or to give in some money to increase the prize pool, which, you know, is an idea, is a thing. Maybe we're gonna see if we're gonna take that, but you know, as usual, like it's always a question of, you know, what people can give. The tokens were given by Bloodhunt, by the Bloodhunt team. I believe that the $10 codes came from our pockets, the people in our organization. I'm saying I don't exactly remember because I don't exactly remember how that happened. But anyways, I know that there are some more tournaments that are currently cooking up. So keep an eye out for new tournaments coming in the future. But that was it. That's the thing that happened. In terms of running giveaways that we have currently, we have Motion Gaming, who is running a giveaway on the 28th of April to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Bloodhunt. He's got some Bloodhunt keyboards, the special custom Extrafy keyboards. He's got 2 of them. He's got Motion Gaming shirts. He's got more apparently to give. Basically, I'm not going to read all of this, but again, it is the type of giveaway where you are collecting points by watching his stream, and then you buy some tickets, and then he's going to draw from all that. You understand the principle. You've seen those kinds of giveaways before. There's some instructions there. It's on April 20th. He's going to be doing this. He's going to be doing the giveaway live on his channel. If you want to follow Motion Gaming to join up on this and read all the instructions. Other giveaway that is kind of working in the same on the same principle of watch the stream, collect points, buy some tickets to enter giveaway. We have Mokrei. Hello, Mokrei, who's given away 2 Techno Demon Mask codes. Her giveaway is gonna be on April 25th. Well, at least the giveaway ends on April 25th. She's gonna draw the people on April 26th, but you have up until April 25th to go watch her stream. Hey, there you go. There she is. So, you know, go follow Mokrei. Have your notifications turned on. She join her channel, join her Discord, or join her Twitter. You will know whenever she's going to be live, and then you're going to be able to watch there, or at least get some view time, get yourself some tickets, have some more chances of winning those Techno Demon masks. She's got 2 to give out. She's there, she's in chat, she's lovely. Do it. So I know that a lot of people by what I've been seeing on stream, on my DMs, on practically every platform, in my Discord, a lot of people still want those Techno Demon masks. A lot of people still want those Fuchsia Finish codes. So people from Shark Mob, if you're listening, they're still interested in some of those. I'm gonna come up with as many events as possible to make sure that these are available, like, to as many people as possible. Zunos, yes, the Techno Demon masks and Fuchsia Finish are available for PC and PS5. There's only, actually, Zunos, there's only one code that's out there that is only for PC, and is the one that I am known to have distributed. It's the purple paint jacket and Candy Kid eyeglasses. It's the only one that is PC only. The rest, everything, all the rest is all console and PC. Like it's available for everyone. You're one of those people. Yeah, a lot of people. Hey, Vincent Cassie. So yes, talking about the giveaways, talking about other giveaways, have no details, but let's just say that Bloodhunt Fashion has announced this week we'll be having an exciting Bloodhunt giveaway coming soon. Question mark. And then posted after that. The game launched last year on the 27th of April. I will start my giveaway on the 27th next week. So, if you want to be in on that giveaway, it's the 27th. My show is going to be next week. I mean, of course, I'm going to be like advertising whenever they're going to be announcing when their giveaway is going to be there. But you should also give Bloodhunt Fashion a little follow. The tweets are there. The links are below. Go ahead and do it. Click the link. Another thing, there's more giveaways coming. You know why? Here's something that happened. If you don't already know, there is the content creator program in Bloodhunt called the Inner Circle. It's the thing that's right here. It says Inner Circle. So basically all you have to do to join is to join the Bloodhunt Discord. In the roles, there's an option to join the Inner Circle. You're gonna have another section in the Discord that is going to open up for you. That is where content creators talk, ideas, give feedback. Sometimes the devs have questions about some giveaways to come in the future, or some items to be available, or to restrict them to make them available for everyone. Blah blah blah. There's some very interesting discussions that are happening there. This was posted to content creators this week, and I'm sharing this with you from Tobias. Hello, we love Tobias. Let me just get a little bit into this. Inner Circle members, are you looking for an opportunity to grab one or more codes for the Vapor Trail outfit, either as a giveaway for your community or for yourself? Sometimes, you're missing some items. Hello, Far. Select one or more of the below challenges. Create YouTube shorts and or TikTok or Instagram shorts teaching the community something Bloodhunt related. Be extra helpful and support new or veteran members in any Bloodhunt related channel, contributing to a positive atmosphere in the community. Plan and execute one or more Bloodhunt tournaments. Provide some kind of service or share assets with members of the Bloodhunt community. Anything else that helps strengthen the community. Feel free to contact me if you have done any or several of these. Also, if you know someone that does these or similar things, you can also nominate them to receive one. Feel free to highlight any of these in the Inner Circle chat channel, and let's keep helping each other and the Bloodhunt community out. Now, why I'm putting this out there? 2 reasons. 1, yeah, if you know of someone that has done any of those things for the Bloodhunt community, you can vouch for them and basically let Tobias know, hey, this person's done that. vouch. Tobias may contact them to give them a code. If you are a content creator or you want to become a content creator, there's a few things. There you go. There are some guidelines of the kind of stuff that you can do for the community. You're going to be rewarded. I've been saying this for months and months and months and months. If you've got some ideas, if you want to do some things, if you want to grab a bunch of codes for the community, maybe, you know, keep one in your back pocket for yourself. Can happen, you know. Why not? It says for yourself as well. Then go ahead and like announce to Tobias you've got some plans, you've got some ideas, you've got some things you want to do. Yeah, he's gonna give you the green light or not, see how much participation he probably needs to, what help do you need? What help, do you just need prizes? Am I giving, what kind of assurances can you give me that you're gonna do actually what you say that you're gonna do, or give me proof and then I'll give you codes later? Arrangements and stuff, negotiations, you can talk. But yeah, anything that can help the Bloodhunt community, there you go. And by the way, the Vapor Trail shirt is this one, also known as the anime shirt. Quick picture here. There was some IRL shirts that were made of this shirt. But yeah, this is the outfit, with the jeans. Yeah, it's the anime shirt, the Uwu shirt, whatever there. So yes, he's giving out some of the codes to people that have been helping out the community or want to help the community in any of those ways that I've just mentioned there. I have a few of those codes to give out in the future, by the way. So yeah, consider yourself warned if you're not participating, if you are not, if you don't know anyone that has been a part of this, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, because you might have some people in the community that might be doing some events, some giveaways, and this shirt might be a code for this shirt might be up for grabs. So yeah, that being said, I just wanted to let you know that right now, of the info that has been told to me, there's at least 2 tournaments that are in preparation right now. And there's 4 or 5 giveaways that I know of in the community that are also in preparations. I have no other details, but just to let you know that there's stuff coming about, there's stuff happening, and that's only from the community. I'm not even talking about Bloodhunt itself. So, of course, all of this, I'm going to be communicating all of that to you. I'm going to be posting, retweeting, putting that on my Discord whenever I get some information about all of this, so you don't miss out on a chance to grab some good loot. All right, coming to the meat and potatoes of what we've got this week, the game updates, or at least the articles. I am going to preface this entire conversation by letting you know, because the communication apparently has not been super clear. There's something that's been missing out on the communication, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I'm going to make it a point of me to let you know that with the upcoming update, and here's a proof of it. I didn't need Tobias to make a proof to write this proof of it. We know this, but it's just a new update of the game. The Primus Pass will still stick around. A lot of people have been saying it's way too soon to get a new Battle Pass, first. And second, as I've been telling people, usually we get a warning of at least a couple of weeks in advance that the Battle Pass is, if ever a Battle Pass is going to end. And also, there's an announcement of a double XP event, either weekend or either week or weeks. And usually that's very, very appreciated from people. I guess the idea why that hasn't been fully announced is to kind of create a moment of FOMO, get some people back in the game right now, get some people playing in a panic, trying to finish the Battle Pass in a hurry if they haven't completed it. I have seen a lot of people since the announcement yesterday going wait a second, Battle Pass, ah! there hasn't been any mention of a battle pass. And they wouldn't do that. They have not done that in the past. So suddenly, if they were just to switch out a new battle pass, that would be like incredibly surprising. But there you go. You've got, if you want to have official confirmation, there it is. It's right there in front of your face from the community manager himself. So the big surprise, well, not very surprised, but the big announcement that we got yesterday. The Tremere Update Learnings article. We've analyzed your feedback from our recent survey and have some insights on the highly well-received Tremere update. So there you go. We're going to delve right into it. All right. Oops, starting from the top. Do you think they will follow most FPS Battle Pass timelines of 120 days? Zunos, the Bloodhunt team has been going against conventional understandings of what a Battle Pass or what a season is. They've been staring away from this since the official season, the first official season of the game. Season 1, after putting out Season 1, they realized that a season that is commonly considered in the FPS or the gaming world these days comes with a bunch of associations and expectations from them, and they wanted to disassociate themselves completely from this because they didn't want to build too many expectations from the players of the game. So they've been deconstructing, putting some ideas, like the same ideas are there, like the Battle Pass is still an idea that's out there. Changes to the store during an update is a thing that's still there, but that changes once in a while. If I can just take a moment here to show you a graphic that I've made. This is the length of days in between the battle passes that we've had so far. So here, 69 days, 79 days, 62 days, 35 days, 57 days, and the previous one was 106 days. Now, I believe that the Nemesis Pass, which was the last one, I think we all agreed in the community that waiting a little over 3 months was a bit too much. We were really hungry for a new battle pass. I think that what they did in the previous times was satisfactory, but the 106 was a little bit too much. So, yeah, for the people that were panicking, saying like, "Oh, maybe there's a new battle pass," it hasn't been 30 days yet. So that's incredibly out of the question. But if you're looking at those numbers, I mean, of course, it's all the different battle passes at different circumstances, each one of them. You can't necessarily just look at this grid and go like, wow, this is the information that I'm getting from them. You can see that there's a lot of, there's rarely anything that's very consistent about a whole map like this about battle passes. This is just I put this together just to be able to show that for the people that are expecting a certain amount of consistency between battle passes, you really shouldn't. Because they've been like very different, and also if you know the context, some of them have been created or existed in very special circumstances from one another. You kind of need to know the story behind each one of them. But if you want to compare, yeah, you can see the number of tiers, you can see the number of tokens. That was a point of discussion, or people were wondering exactly why some battle passes were free. It's like, why is this the only free battle pass? Actually, no, there's been, right now we're on the third free battle pass and all of this, and the tokens that were refunded and the length of time. Anyways, so just to put it out there, it's I'm actually glad that you asked that question so I can bring that up, that graphic up again. Yeah, it's really up to them. It's really up to how they feel about it, and also how many, it's mostly about how many rewards are readily available for them to put in a battle pass. I think is mostly the crux of the issue of bringing out battle passes. Is just like, do we have assets that are ready to go and that are good enough to be in a battle pass? All right. So, as usual, if you don't already know, I take the time to read through every single word of these articles because I know that a lot of you skim right through them. So we're gonna go through all of this and see what we can get. So, unlocking insights. Recent survey results shed light on the vampire on the Tremere update. Why did I get vampire on the Tremere update? Thank you. Greetings, esteemed Bloodhunt community. Oh, we're esteemed now. We are thrilled to share with you the invaluable insights garnered from your feedback in our recent survey, specifically focusing on the highly anticipated Tremere update. The Tremere update was an ambitious undertaking, and the team is incredibly pleased with its successful deployment. The work we put into it was extensive, and our anticipation was high. It contained the new clan Tremere with the Scholar archetype, as well as another new free 100 tier Primus Pass. Additionally, the tutorial was revamped, and we added an armory with a gun range for target practice. On top of that, we added a new weapon, 2 new TDM locations, and a new artifact. The number of respondents in this survey was the highest since last summer, which is always a good thing as it gives us a better representation of the wider community's views. Hey, everyone participated in the survey. A lot of people participated in the survey. That is great. The reception of this article by the community, of this update, by the community was overwhelmingly positive, and many of the respondents say it was the best one to date. The ratings were on par with the best ratings we've received since launch, even slightly higher. That is impressive. Incredibly impressive. If you were a part of last Friday's mega stream that I did, Tobias came by and said hello, and he dropped a little knowledge that a little over, what is it? The feedback that was received put the satisfaction rating of the Tremere update at 88%. Like 88% satisfactory, like positive feedback about the update. So, even though the number doesn't necessarily mean anything, it's a value. But it should let you know that this, like at 88, that's close to 90%. That means that not a lot of people really dislike the Tremere update. Just keep that in mind. What many of you liked, the Scholar archetype was very well received by most of you, and many of you say that while the powers can be quite powerful, they require skill from the player for them to be successful. For example, some of you mentioned that the levitate power, while useful to traverse, also makes the player an easy target when used in the wrong manner. Still, many of you appreciate the smooth movement and traversal abilities of the Scholar and feel that it provided a much needed variety of the archetype selection. Granted, we all agree on this. As you can see, and as many people have gathered from playing the Scholar, yes, it's quite powerful, still requires some skill, so it's not a guaranteed go on the Scholar win. The very good players in some skilled hands, in some like experienced hands, or people that manage to put the Scholar archetype together like in their heads and play it correctly, it is an absolute menace. But requires skill. It's not a guaranteed win. So highly mechanical kind of character, not guaranteed. So as I was saying, like there's some pros and there's some cons to the Scholar archetype. Although some say that the skill hands, the people with the skill hands are maybe crushing it a little bit too much on the Scholar archetype. I'm surprised they haven't mentioned it here. But I think that is, from what I've gathered, it's the general feel that maybe a little nerf here and there, just in the values under some of the things, could probably be useful. Just gonna leave that there. Additionally, the new armory received a lot of praise from most of you. Having something to do while queuing for your favorite game mode has been warmly welcomed and appreciated. The fact that you can also train your parkour skills in this area saw a lot of positive feedback. That is true. We have also seen several positive mentions about the new TDM maps, the Rodolphinum and the Railway Station, both providing some exciting and intense matches. It has made the game mode popular, and we take that on board for future TDM map additions. Future TDM map additions. Keep that in mind. Stick that in your corkboard. TDM map additions in the future? Good idea. Maybe don't bring Skybar anymore. Oh, sorry, the hotel one anymore. I feel that the removal of Skybar, the hotel map from the rotation, has been a very welcome breath of fresh air, I believe. Increase in the number of players. We have also seen a steady trickle of additional players in the game. The retention has been slowly increasing, which was what we hoped for. With that said, it should be stated that these numbers do not come close to the numbers we saw in May of last year. Of course. And by the second week post-patch, we saw a noticeable drop in our concurrent users. While we are happy that the recent improvements to the game are well received, more work on improving the game is necessary to be able to attract more players. For instance, many of you say that you want performance improvements, balancing to the aim assist, getting into trios matches more reliably, and most of all, you want even more content more often. Let's talk about this feedback and our plans to address these requests. So, in this paragraph, we're addressing two things. Yes, numbers have been going higher. We have seen a high of concurrent players which we have not seen for a very, very, very long time. And that was heartwarming to see. However, if we are taking the more realistic point of view of things, even though there has been an increase, and that is good to see that there's an increase, slowly going back up the slope from the terrible last summer that we had. Yeah, the game's going up. Is it to the point of saving the game and redeeming the game? Absolutely not. We are nowhere near the numbers that we would like to see to be able to say, like, okay, Bloodhunt is definitely back on the map. But don't let that discourage you, because we got a lot of players coming back. What is currently happening, though, is what's happening to every game. Every game as an online service, which is patch arrives, numbers go high. As people go through the content, people are going through the content a little bit, and then they don't have any other content, so then they start leaving the game, and then it's just the actual real concurrent players that are just playing the game for the fun of it, just because they love the game. These are the people that are staying there, and like, you're maintaining base of players that are still there. Now, we saw that drop after the second week. After the second week of the patch of the patch, everyone had gone. Most of the people were already done or working through the last few levels of the Primus Pass that we currently have. So it is normal to see that the numbers are just, kind of down a little bit. We're not at 2,200 anymore. We're more at 1,000 something. It's still good, but we need more retention features inside the game, is what they're saying there, which I agree on. So, take that into consideration. They're still not happy about the situation. They still know that they have a lot of work to do. As we saw last week, servers are not being planned on getting unplugged at anytime soon. So, if you're thinking about the long-term longevity of the game, as I've previously stated, and as we had like some clues over time since December, there's some things for the rest of the year at least. We're not done with Bloodhunt, they're not done with us. So for the faithful, keep the faith. Bloodhunt is still gonna be there. Now, here's the thing that usually people don't necessarily understand, and I keep repeating. These learnings articles are there to focus on the feedback from the feedback of the latest batch, the previous batch. So, what they like to highlight in those articles is to say, here's what happened, here's your general feedback, and now we're going to go through the main points, the main sticking points of your feedback and what we're going to do to address those. And then they're going to follow it up with, here's a little glimpse of what we're doing in the future. So not a roadmap, but like, here's some things that we're working on, and we're going to give you like a few little hints of like what's going to be happening in the update that's going to be coming soon. So this is exactly what we're doing here. Now we're at the part of like, here's where we address your main feedback points. So if you're wondering, at any point in time, what are, after the update, like what are the main concerns of the community at the moment of that update? You just have to look at those learning articles, see the main points, and that's what you're gonna know. Like, if you need a snapshot of what's happening in the community and you don't know what's happening in the community, they're going to tell you. This is directly based on the feedback. This is directly based on the feedback that they're collecting everywhere, but they've said like most of the large amount of the feedback that they're getting is from the surveys. So again, whenever there's some surveys that are happening for some updates, please take the time to go fill the surveys with as much detail and accurate information as you can, because they need that to determine what's going to happen in the next updates and all this. So we are going to go inside the concerns. So performance improvements, balancing aim assist, getting into trios matches, and more content. What are they going to say about that? What have we said, and how they're going to work on this? So, improving server performance. Just making sure. There we go. Okay. Improving server performance. One thing that stood out in the survey is the server performance. While many of you can play most matches without significant issues, let's take a moment to read this again. While many of you can play most matches without significant issues. I want to make sure everyone gets this. It is saying the server issues, the performance issues are not affecting everyone. Contrarily to what you see people say on the Twitter, on the Discord. Of course, the people that have issues will come and complain about their issues. It is normal. It's expected that they're going to do that. It is not necessarily a reflection of the entire community. Keep that in mind. If people say like everyone's having issues, the server performance is affecting everyone, doesn't seem like it, at least not in the feedback that they're getting there. Okay? There are moments during matches where they have become an issue. That negatively impacts some of our players' overall enjoyment of the game. For real, for true. And as this has been an ongoing complaint, we have done several internal benchmarks to trace what exactly is having a negative impact on the servers. We have already made some additions to our infrastructure by adding multiple additional Bloodhunt servers over the past weeks. Shout out to the people who have been saying on social media and on Discord that they can't afford new servers. You've proven wrong by this, by the way. And reducing the number of running matches per server to mitigate the issues. And while we have already seen some improvements, we also needed to do some code reworks to better the server performance. When we say server performance, it is not one single thing. It actually consists of several components that we have been working on. The physical infrastructure, aka hardware, and the netcode, aka software, are the two biggest. It's not just these two. There's other factors, but these are the biggest ones. Besides improving the physical components, we have been making a large-scale review of our netcode. That process involved measuring the performance impact on all the different mechanics on the netcode individually to track down what we need to optimize. In this investigation, we found multiple resource hogs that we are optimistic will lead to improved overall server performance. More details will be explained in our upcoming patch notes, and the changes will already be in the next update plan for next week. They have found multiple resource hogs. That they are optimistic. Does that mean that it's actually going to work? No. Because a test server and a live server sometimes have different behaviors. They need to be tested out. So, is that a guarantee? When they're saying we are optimistic, it means, like, do we guarantee? No, but we think it's gonna work. That's what it means. That's what it means. And it says to an improved overall server performance. Is it going to fix all the server issues that we currently have? Maybe not, but it's saying it's improved. So we might have some server issues after the update. If we do, put that in the feedback. Send your support tickets with your log files. So they're going to explain this, but definitely this is going to be a part of the next update. I think it is worth it to give a shout out in the bug hunt section of the Bloodhunt Discord to Evil Quaint, who has been doing extensive deep testing of everything that seems to be an issue with how the game is running. Like, props to them. I've had Far explain a little bit more to me exactly what were the conclusions, because that was a lot to follow, but I found that very interesting. The devs were very, very interested to see to take a look at all the testing that they've done, because it was clear that there are some parts of our computers and consoles that are taking a lot of resources, and especially during the Tremere update, the game seemed to be running a little bit differently, and a lot of the stuttering that's been happening seems to be related to all of that's been explained here. So yeah, shout out to them. Hydroxy Gaming, hello. So we hope that that's going to be something that they're going to be continuing to work on. There you go. Balancing the aim assist. Oh boy. We have been taking an extra look at your feedback on aim assist since it was mentioned by some of you in the survey. Looking at the data, there is still an overall disadvantage for gamepad users in many aspects of the game. Gonna take a little sip while we think about that one. They've made this statement, a very controversial statement a while ago, saying that the balance between mouse and keyboard and controller was fairly balanced. The difference between the two, because numbers of kills with mouse and keyboard and controller, with the changes that were made to the aim assist, making aim assist incredibly powerful, as many of people said, have raised up the controller to be almost to the point of getting of the number of kills of mouse and keyboard. They've been saying still it's close. It's kind of like we think we've reached a balance. Mouse and keyboard still has the advantage, and yet everyone's been complaining about aim assist. The aim assist is too strong. Even controller players have been saying, some of them have been saying it's absolutely ridiculous. We saw multiple videos showing how the aim assist is, you barely have anything to do in terms of inputs on the controller, and it already immediately targets opponents that you sometimes can't even see yet. A little wall hacking provided by aim assist. However, despite that, like I said, it was a very interesting problem that the developers had on their hands. Because how do you keep number of kills between mouse and keyboard and gamepad to be almost exactly the same, aka balanced, while most people still feel that it's a little bit cheating on the controller end of things? Interesting problem that they have to solve. But yeah. It starts by looking at the data. There's still an overall disadvantage of gamepad users in many aspects of the game. You have to keep that in mind. We do see a slight potential advantage in overall accuracy. The accuracy was disliked by some of our players. All right, now we got something. They found something to work on to try to fix the issue. Based on survey feedback and the data for gamepad usage, we found certain improvements to make the aim assist more balanced, and we have adjusted it to require a little bit more player interaction. Let us be more specific on what that means. We have adjusted how reliable the overall aiming down sight accuracy is, as well as the help that the aim assist provides when targeting the center of an opponent's character model. Currently, the rotational assistance provides the player with a little bit too much rotational help without input adjustment by the player. So, we have tweaked it so that it now will require some more manual adjustment, especially at close range. This is where we have spent our balancing efforts. AKA, you are in melee range, at close range with a controller player, and they're able to get precise headshots on you, which in most situations is kind of not something that happens. And some people, including myself, found it a little bit like, okay, this is the point where it gets ridiculous in terms of aim assist. You don't get precise headshots on close range in a split second. Normally that doesn't work. So, a little bit more manual adjustment. To reliably land headshots on the player will also need to use more fine-tuned inputs to not over or undershoot, which requires more practice and continuous sight adjustments. We have left the other aspects of aim assist be, as we still see a performance gap between the two input systems. There will still be aim assist, because removing aim assist, whoever keeps suggesting remove aim assist, no, that's video games. That's not how it works with controller anyways. But there's a difference now with these balance changes as we have adjusted the tracking. As usual, we'll continue to monitor your feedback and adjust if necessary. AKA, this is not set in stone, we will adjust if necessary. They're still saying that there's a performance gap. Yeah, we have to agree that there's a performance gap. Like, it's normal. However, in the feedback that I've been seeing, it's been very interesting to see the kind of duality and opposing points of view, where I see mouse and keyboard players saying some of them saying we don't want to play against PlayStation because they've got aim assist, or controller players because they've got aim assist. And even some of the PlayStation and controller players some of them have seen recently in the last few months, even when the aim assist is supposedly ridiculous, some people say, we don't want to play against mouse and keyboard because their aim accuracy is way too high. They have an aiming advantage with the mouse. And somehow I don't see those opinions being necessarily in the conversations that people seem to be having. The conversations seem to be like fairly one-sided on the fact that aim assist is way too strong. I've seen the other opinions, so I find it, I'm just pointing it out, just finding it very ironic that both sides, there's still people, I'm not saying everyone, but there's still people on both sides of the equation saying that the other one is overpowered. So yes, like I said, it's a very interesting conundrum for the developers to figure out, because they're the ones that are going to figure it out. It's not us. We're not devs. We don't see what's happening behind the scenes. We can suggest some ideas, but anyways, that's interesting. Trios matchmaking times. Wait a second. Before we delve into this. Hello, Kuho. Earlier this week, Bloodhunt posted this. Changes to Trios matchmaking. A little article about it. And we're going to read that. We're going to get back to the learnings update right after that. Upcoming changes to the Trios matchmaker. Hello, Bloodhunt community. We have and welcome to our latest article detailing future changes to our Trios matchmaker. As you know, we have spent quite some time investigating a solution for the issues with long matchmaking times in Trios during off-peak hours. Again, focus on the details here. Long matchmaking times in Trios during off-peak hours. That part, a lot of people in the discussion have missed out on this. In the past, we presented a solution for this which involved adding bot batch failing to Trios at all times. That was something that they suggested a few weeks ago. After receiving a clear message objecting to this change from many of you, we decided to continue our investigation and revise our plans to solve the core problem while still focusing on having the mode mainly be about fighting other human players when possible. These were the parameters on which they looked at the question and thought of something. Now, based on all learnings to date, we have come up with an improved implementation of the Trios matchmaker. We will not be making any changes to the maximum number of players, nor will we change how matches are put together in terms of skill. There will continue to be no SBMM for Trios. Both of these factors matter in ensuring that you will get into matches as fast as possible. Alright, so these are the variables that currently are not changing in this experiment of change that we're going to see. Okay, these are the things that are not changing. We will solve, however, what we will solve, however, is the issue of where no Trios matches can start at all during low peak hours. Let us show you what we mean. Improving the adaptability of the Trios matchmaker. Currently, our Trios matchmaker does not adapt to changing circumstances. It is always running at the same time, the same way, all the time, 24/7. It is designed with the idea that there will always be enough players for one match to start at any given time of the day. As we can see in the graph below, that is unfortunately not always the case. Right now, a match will not start unless there are enough players in the queue to fill the player number requirement. It will stay until enough players are in the queue at the same time, even if it needs to wait for several hours. This was with the idea that Trios players that have been asking for Trios and wanting Trios, that just leave it to Trios players to come in the mode, to get more friends in the mode, to advertise to other players, come join Trios, come into Trios. It is the ultimate game mode of Bloodhunt. You should be coming to Trios. Let's get into Trios. Unfortunately, that does not happen 24/7. Although we can say we can fairly say that in the last few months, number of players playing trios have been popping off for a very good amount of time with a good amount of players and for longer times than we had used to see in the past, or at least in the previous bunch of months, where you only had a certain time frame in which to queue for trios. We saw that the time frame over the last few months has been expanding and expanding and expanding, but it's not enough for 24 hours, as we can see inside trio for this graph of trios. Every day there is a drop off. There's a drop off of several hours. Sorry. The graph shows that we have periods of time, multiple hours, where 0% of players get into a trios match. So, yeah, 1 represents 100%, 0 represents 0, so that's what you see on the side here. Please note that each date representing 24 hours is quite compressed horizontally. You can see that on Steam charts for Bloodhunt. While it's not focusing on trios, it's for the overall game. You can kind of see whenever there's a drop in the number of players during the day, that's usually when trios are not available because there's not a lot of people logging in the game. Or it's a usual kind of, it's a good indication. It's not letting you know exactly that is what's going to happen, but it's a good indication. This does not work with the current number of players playing trios, and we need to improve it so that it can handle a lower number of players, but at the same time also ensure that anyone who wants to play trios reliably can get into a match, which also should increase the mode's popularity. Did you see this part? Anyone who wants to play trios can get in a trios match. The mode's popularity will increase if there's actual trios matches that are happening. That is the philosophy. Trios simply needs to always work for it to have a chance for organic growth, as without it, it is likely that the situation will get worse, as we have seen in the past, leading it to even being so unpopular that in order to help out the game modes and not further hurt the reputation of trios, they had to disable trios. That's happened a few times in the past. To accomplish this, the matchmaker needs to be able to adapt to the many different circumstances, rises and drops in the number of players, regional time differences, and so on. So, the current matchmaker that we have, which is always stable, always working the same, they say the matchmaker needs to be adaptable. The goal of the changes to the trios matchmaker. Our goal when making changes to the trios matchmaker is to ensure that matches will start consistently. Queuing for the game mode should reliably put the player in a match. The changes that we will be making will not be noticeable during the peak hours, as matches are already able to populate without any bots. Again, will not be noticeable during the peak hours. People that play during the peak hours should not ever be in a match that has bots. That is against the philosophy of what they're trying to do here. So, most people that play trios at the same times, that, you know, those this long time of where trios are actually available and people are playing, you should not be able to see. In your normal time where you're queuing, you should not be seeing a single bot inside your matches. However, when there are not enough players queuing to start a match, we need to still be able to make this game mode playable. The only way to accomplish this is by bot backfilling. Bots will backfill matches when there are too few players queuing. Again, let's put that in absolute big caps. Just want to make sure. I'm focusing on a lot of these things here in this article because some people have skimmed through this. Some people did not even read the article and just went by with someone that just came inside their stream channel going, yeah, so they're adding bots. chaos ensues in chat. You know, let's take the time to read all of this. Starting with the next update of Bloodhunt. Well, currently in development, I mean, we know what is going to happen. It's next week. The matchmaker will continue to work as it does right now during the peak hours of the day, which is when a higher number of our player base is actively playing. What that means in practice is that when there are at least 30 players entering a queue, there will be no bots backfilling the game. These matches will always be against human opponents. However, if a player has waited for an extended time, currently this will be set to 8 minutes, but this might change if necessary. AKA, when this change goes live, 8 minutes, they'll be looking at the 8 minutes. They will be staring at that 8 minutes. They will be looking at those queues. When is actually this new adaptable bot backfill? When are the circumstances joining together? And this will trigger to start the new way of thinking, where we go bot backfill. They'll be looking at this intensely. And will be changed if necessary. So, if a player has waited for an extended time during hours with low numbers queuing for trios, and there's a very low chance of any match starting at all, the matchmaker will attempt to put as many human opponents with as many humans as possible. At that point, it will look at how many bots are needed for that match and only backfill with that number. So players first, bot backfilling. That's how it's supposed to work. For example, if the matchmaker has been waiting for 8 minutes and only 27 players have entered the queue with that time, 3 bots will be added to as a group to the match, and then the match will start. AKA, if the trios community as a whole say, you know what, devs, we think that 8 minutes is not enough. We think that we had several matches where we were 27 players and we got 3 bots. We could have waited an extra 2 to 3 minutes in queue, and we could have had a full match with 30 players. Devs will look at that, take that into consideration, and see if, with the people that are queuing over time, would that make sense? Right now they said it makes sense at 8 minutes. Looking at the data, if the community says overall, let's extend this, yeah, they're probably going to extend this and see what's going to happen. And probably, I would guess, because we've seen some changes in the matchmaker happen during the week, not needing any patch. It's only on the back end, like on their end. This could be something that they just hotfix during the week and go, okay guys, they're gonna make an announcement. Okay guys, we've changed it. We've changed from 8 minutes to, let's say, 10 minutes. We're gonna let that run in like, we're gonna let that run for a day or two. Give us your feedback. Does it work? We're gonna see. Your opinions matter. We made these changes based on your feedback and found a good compromise. Trios would run with all human players whenever it is possible, and the matchmaker will only resort to adding bots when it's impossible to find other real players. That means, once we pass the exceedingly long wait time of 8 minutes, this value may be tweaked in the future. We're repeating this again. We will start filling up the remaining empty server slots with bots. We still want bots to be a game mode focused on fighting other human opponents. But at the same time, we need to ensure that players can also enjoy their favorite game mode with their friends, even at times where there are not enough other players queuing. Additionally, we hope that this change will drive more players to play trios, which will further eliminate the need to backfill with bots. And that, in any case, the trios matchmaker can now adapt to either circumstance. We will continue to monitor for feedback after this change to the matchmaker and adjust the parameters if needed. So, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you, girl. Only when they can find other players, only off-peak hours, only when it's going over 8 minutes of queuing. most trios players that play frequently at the usual peak times will not see any change, should not see any change to how things work at all. Just want to like add this to what exactly how that works. I don't need to be a dev to see exactly how this is supposed to work. I've seen people panic. I've seen people just, immediately say, uninstalling the game, good luck Bloodhunt. When I'm just like, no, this doesn't concern you. This change is not for you. This change should not affect you negatively. This change actually, the impacts of this change will actually make things better for you. As they're saying there, you're gonna have more people playing trios, and if they don't like playing against bots, they'll go like, okay, which are the times to play against real players? And they'll adjust to go in the peak times. And then you'll get more competition, you'll get more diversity inside your fights. You're finally going to be fighting other trios, other trios teams, rather than the usual ones that you're kind of known to. At this point, like, we know that a lot of trios teams know what people are going for, what's their styles and all of this, but we need a little spice. We need more players. We need a little bit more diversity, like in trios matches. So hopefully that's going to help. The other thing I want to address. Give me a second. The other thing I want to address is the people that have been saying, no one asked for that change. To these people, I want to make sure they understand, or I want to make sure that you know, literally, people asked for this. Since October and the announcement of bots, there have been some people that have been, I know, against bots, but there's a bunch of people that have been finding it very weird that Trios was not affected by bots. Some people have been saying like, no, we want Trios to actually pop off. We want Trios to be like to have more matches constantly, the same way that solos and duos constantly have matches. But the overall community said, no, we don't want any bots. So some people are just like, okay, it's kind of weird, but let's see where this goes. But the other people that have been like, you're going like, well, okay, Khalior, you just said that trios have been getting better and better, and the window of time where trios have been popping off in the last few months has been getting larger and larger. There's more and more players playing trios. So what exactly is the problem? People should just go into peak times and that's it. Well, in the other times when there's not peak times, those players, you don't see them. You don't see them, you don't hear about them. Because you never meet these kinds of people. And you don't meet the people that have been asking this since October. You don't see them, they don't, like, there's a significant amount of people that don't go into social media. There's a significant amount of people that don't go into the Bloodhunt Discord. There's some people that are in the Bloodhunt Discord that are part of the community, but are scared to even say a word in Bloodhunt chat for fear of being ridiculed by other people. Just as a kind of side note. I have to say that I have been in the category, the Bloodhunt category, where most of you go when you want to see streams. And you still go to the same streamers all the time, your friends, your, game friends, or the same kind of people that you go to. There's plenty of other streams that exist. I go there. I go in the other streams. I go whenever there's a person that's just like, hey, I'm trying Bloodhunt, or new vampire game, or let's see what this game is all about. I go in there. If ever they ask for help, I will gladly give them a little bit of help. They still need to figure things out on their own, okay? let them, give them the time to discover things the same way that you discovered the game, discovered the tricks and all of that stuff. But an overall, like, constant, specifically about trios that I've seen over the last few months, is people that are going, this is a BR. It's a BR. We're going to try this new BR. And they come in with a squad of 3 people. And they come in and they queue into trios and they go, what's happening? 4 minutes? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. Here's the train of thought. They go, but this is a BR. BR is trios. Trios should be the mode that is popping off all the time. They find it weird that we have solos. They find it weird that they have to go, okay, well, one of us leave the group because we're gonna play in duos. Because duos has got a guaranteed queue. They come in also during off-peak times and they go, what's up? And I have to explain to them on chat, like, okay, you have to play during peak times. And we don't play a lot of trios, but there's a lot of people that want to play trios, but they're not playing at the same time as you are, by the way. And they're just like, well, we want to play trios now. It's our only window of time where the 3 of us are available for gaming for a few hours. And it just so happened it's in the off-peak times. So they're just like, what is this game? What is this? It's supposed to be Battle Royale. Battle Royale is trios. As it should be, right? So yeah, that's my kind of thing. It's like some people are saying no one asked for that change. No, people have been asking for that change. New people have been coming to this game and just finding it weird, the situation with trios. So yeah, people have been asking for this to the point where it is one of the, it's been a part of the feedback from the previous update. And they said, hey, we're going to have to do something with this. Hey, here's the solution. No, don't do it. Okay, we're coming back. We're coming back with this solution. Why? Because it's still at the top of the feedback that's coming from the community. They wouldn't do this. They wouldn't waste... Right now, the amount of devs that there are, they wouldn't be spending time and resources on features that players haven't asked for. Keep that in mind. Right now, their time and resources are way too precious to waste. A project that they're working on the sideline that fails is a black mark for them. Okay, they need to be able to deliver some things for us, update after update. They need to do this reliably. They're not gonna spend some time on something that maybe can work or not. They're gonna let us know, hey, we're working on something to the side. We're not ready to give that to you yet, but we're working on something to the side. Meaning, like, okay, they're gonna test some things out. It's not gonna be wasted time. They're gonna make sure that whatever they're working on is solid. Because, yeah, right now they're like, the team is too few people, as many of you know. And not just 5 people, by the way. Again, stupid rumor. But yeah, there is, like, the whole thing of no one asked for this change, absolutely ridiculous. People have asked for this, and right now it's the second time or third time that the devs are coming back to us like, hey guys, our feedback about trios is we need to do something, because a lot of you are not happy with the situation with trios, and the people that are not happy about the situation with trios are not the people that are being vocal about trios. They're 2 different gangs. You need to understand, like, that's what you should be reading between the lines. My opinion, okay, my opinion personally on this, the ultimate goal, as they've kind of said there, but I just want to repeat it, the ultimate goal is to not to have to rely on bots. It's the same thing for solos, it's the same thing for duos, it's the same thing for TDM. We don't want to have to rely on bots. Bloodhunt, at its core, is a PvP battle royale. Except for beginners. And except for maybe if there were in the future some kind of PvE / exploratory mode for like pure like just lore or VTM fans or people that want to just to complete the quests on their own. Like maybe if there was like a little mode for that maybe in the future. Those and beginners, like except for those, the rest, ultimately, there should not be bots in solos, duos, trios, TDM. There should not be any bots at all, ultimately. Unfortunately, we need more people in those queues. We need the bots to help with that. More people have been coming to the game now that they've heard that queues are faster, but we still need more people playing, so we don't have to rely on bot backfill to help with the low queue times. To help the queue times low, I want to say. So, to get people in, we need more word of mouth. We need more publicity. And with the absence of marketing from Bloodhunt, okay, they've explained some or at least part of their reasons for that, okay? If we remove them, like if we take into account that we can't count on the Bloodhunt devs or Bloodhunt marketing or Shark Mob, who is focusing on so many different other things than Bloodhunt. The only marketing that's out there is the one that's made by content creators and from the players. And that's why I've been like so focused on player feedback. That's why I've been saying pay attention and be careful to what you say publicly about the game because people are taking it in stride, okay? So, ultimately, it should not have any bots. I think we are all agreeing on this. But right now, we need to have this bot backfill solution for off-peak times. We're gonna see what happens, okay? I think right now, an adaptable matchmaker for trios is the best solution that we have. I agree with what they're saying there. We're gonna see how that goes. Maybe eventually because of this, more people playing trios, more people joining on trios on off-peak times to the point where off-peak time will not be a thing anymore. You will have people playing trios all the time. No need for that. No need for filling in with bots. That's the ultimate thing. But let's see how this goes. We need to have that input put in order to make things go better. The same way that we needed to have bots added to solos and duos. And now we have like more and more people coming in there. You know, the main thing right now is that on top of that, we need to have some retention features to keep people playing and not just doing the battle pass and then that's it. There you go. So, that whole thing about trios being done. We talked about the trios. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get back to the article. Just wanted to make this a little side note. So, what they're saying right now today with the update learnings. So trios matchmaking times. Let's resume all of this. We're making changes to how matchmaking will work in our trios game mode. These changes are based on the feedback that we receive from many of you. One of the main reasons why several of our players avoid trios is because of its unreliable waiting times. Some of you mentioned that you would play this game mode more often if you could reliably get into matches. We have listened to this request and we will be implementing more consistency for the matchmaker in the next update. It will prioritize putting as many players as possible into any match at any time of the day, but it will not wait for more than 8 minutes in doing so. We will continue to monitor your feedback and the data and potentially adjust if necessary. Your feedback on this subject has been vital, and that is also why we have put down a lot of time and resources into making this happen. And I just read that article. I hope that everyone understands like what's going on. Like I think it's clear. It is pretty clear if you read everything what they're trying to do here. Most of you desire more features and content. What stands out by far in the survey is that most of you need more content in the game, more things to progress towards, and more changes to improve the replayability of the game. The content and features we added in the recent update were quickly completed by some of you, and it now seems as old by some of our dedicated fans. For new fans trying the game, there is also still a sensation that the game feels a bit stale after a few matches. Our current plan to address at least part of this involves community voting. We mentioned it in our previous learnings article, but the idea has matured a bit since then. We are working on an interactive voting system in the game that will allow you to vote between pre-selected alternatives that will affect certain changes in the game. This feature is planned to be released after our April update. We will give you a more detailed overview of this community voting feature in the new article in May. Give me a second here. So here's one thing. There's a couple of things to get out of this. I think that everyone agrees that we need more content in game. We need more content, aka retention features, things to work on, things to grind. I've always been saying add on more masteries. Add on more masteries for us to grind. Give me numbers, give me things to grind on. Some that are easily obtainable, some things that require like medium grind, hard grind. Give me all of those things. Like, I'm okay if it's even just mastery things. I'm fine with this. By the way, I'm working on a little something about this. More about that soon. I've been saying also that the game feels stale after a few matches. I've been saying give us more of those cards that we have in solos, and maybe some matches, maybe in duos or maybe in trios. I know. Maybe the voting features will maybe like do for something about this, but there's only a certain amount of matches that we can have with Windy before it kind of gets like, okay, we need more of those like cards, I think. But maybe those variables are going to be integrated inside the interactive voting system that they're working on. So there's not necessarily going to be like more voting cards, but they're going to be integrated on the variables to add to certain games. We're going to see about that. Keep in mind, the thing that they haven't mentioned there is that, like I said earlier, there's some people that right now, because they think that maybe the Battle Pass is going to go away, which is not, by the way. The Battle Pass is still going. The Primus Pass is still there. There's some people that are still... the pass is still a thing to grind, is still a thing that they have to add inside their schedule, their weekly schedule, to complete the Battle Pass for themselves. Some people still need more time to complete it. I totally understand. That's fine. It's for the people that after 2 weeks... I said earlier, 2 weeks or 2 weeks and a half, the Battle Pass has been completed. We need more extra stuff. Now, while they agree with this and they're stating this, they're still not saying anything about adding more content. They are counting on the fact that their interacting voting system is going to compensate for the lack of content, I would say. Which may not be totally accurate. That is, again, that's just an assumption based on what I read here. I would still like some things to grind. I would still just like it. The interacting voting system will make the game more interactable. Will bring a little variety and a little bit spice to our games, our matches. I get it, but in the meantime, I want more extra things. I think that yeah, it stands out by far in the survey. Okay, by far in the survey. So this, if you read this means like this was probably the number one concern, probably even over performance issues. This is probably so if you feel like there's not enough things that are happening in game, you are in the same boat as many of us. To compensate for this in the meantime, again, I will do my call out to content creators. Content creators, I think it's in those times. I've said it in the Discord, but I think it's in those times whenever most of the population is done with the new content for like the first 2 weeks. Everyone's chewed on the new content, everyone's tested out, everyone's like played enough of it. After that, we've come to a few weeks where we're just waiting for the devs to give us something. Okay, to like we're the 2 first weeks have passed, then it was the waiting game until the next update. What do? I think that this is where the content creators should step up. That's when we should be having tournaments. We should be having events. We should be having things to keep us occupied or entertained or something, you know? Again, that's my standing on my soapbox kind of thing. I think that it should be there. I know that some people are saying it should be up to community devs from Bloodhunt team to be doing those kinds of things. It should not be relying on content creators. Totally agree. But I know that there's some content creators that are willing to step up to the plate to do this for the community. This is what I'm trying to enforce. This is what I'm trying to foster. This is what I'm trying to say we need to occupy ourselves before the devs actually put some retention features and we can actually grind on things. Hey, look at this. What are we talking about after that? We're talking about the community is the future. Oh, well, it just so happens that we have it looks like there's kind of train of thought in this article. You, our dearest community, are truly the lifeblood of Bloodhunt. We will fully cherish your dedication and commitment to creating community events, like the recent tournament organized by Best Part in Fahrenheit, that had live commentary by Pollution. We appreciate the multiple community giveaways by Khalior, the consistent support and feedback by our Discord community moderators, and all of you for providing insightful comments in our feedback channels and survey. We are also incredibly grateful for all the cool educational videos provided by Motion Gaming, Kuho, PatchMadeJ, and many more across multiple platforms, as well as the many incredible highlights you all share showcasing the brilliant skills that you possess. We encourage all of you to continue and have sent out redeemable in-game items as a small token of our gratitude. Thanks to you all. If you have ideas about hosting events or doing more activities with or for the community, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We will gladly help and support them when we are able to. Again, this is what I've been repeating for many, many, many weeks. And I said earlier, I know I'm going to be tuning the same horn. Here, thank you, by the way. Thank you to Bloodhunt, by the way, by mentioning me. But you've got some names there. If you didn't know that tournaments were being organized by Best Part and Fahrenheit, go follow them. They're organized tournaments. I'm also part of kind of like the tournament on one kind of side of a thing, but yeah, not only are they organizing tournaments, but they're currently, I know that they're putting the groundwork for other tournaments to happen. To make it easier for people who want to organize tournaments, that we have a structure set for you. So whatever tournament you want to organize, we've already got a set structure for you. All you need to do is just do your thing, add your own special flavors or how you want to organize your tournament, some structure. We're going to have some structure for you in the background already to get all of that organized. That's the kind of stuff that the community needs. Also, you see educational videos provided by Motion Gaming, Kuho, PatchMadeJ. Hey, how about we all follow all of them? Despite what you might feel, let's say, about certain of them, because I know that nope, that some people have preferences or whatever, like if we put that to the side, it still remains that all three of them have put educational videos out. Personally, I didn't know that Kuho or PatchMadeJ made videos. I'm gonna immediately follow them and see what exactly they put out there. So I'm gonna look out on this. No one's told me that they put educational video. Spoiler feedback article just went live. Okay, well, thank you, Far. Where was it? Can you tell me where was it posted? I'll look. I'll be reading this. Ty Thompson, by the way, thank you for chatting. In-game tournament system would be cool. Certainly would. However, I don't think that's going to happen. But what I can tell you is that in the let me just bring it here. In the Bloodhunt Discord, in the inner circle, so content creator section here, we have a section that's been created very recently for community events. So whenever people in the content creation section want to organize tournaments and all those kinds of things, they'll be like, we are going to be able to post them here, and then make sure that we spread that out as much as possible with, everyone's channels, Twitters, or whatever, the way that we can influence other people with, as content creators, we're gonna spread the word. And probably I would expect that, this is to organize each other, or to let other content creators know for this channel that there's community events happening, probably when they're going to happen, and if there have been looked at and sanctioned, I say, by the Bloodhunt team, then they're gonna post them in announcements or something in the announcement section to let people know, hey, there's a tournament happening, or there's a competitive based event that's happening, or doing a little bit of I don't know, someone's doing not necessarily giveaways. This is for tournaments or cool other things. It's privy to Leon or Tobias's purview to make sure that it's not necessarily used as a promotional kind of channel for your own things, but it's just to announce to everyone, hey, we've got a tournament happening, we've got an event happening, community focused. So your Twitter and Discord, okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna finish with this article, and then we're gonna go back to the feedback for the tournament. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, there you go. In summary, the Tremere update was our best update to date, based on the ratings and community feedback, but we still need to do more. We need to improve the server performance and the balancing of aim assist, resolving lingering issues with Trio's matchmaking, and add more content to the game. Many of these things are coming in the updated schedule, the update scheduled for next week, while others are planned for later. So we are pushing on, and we hope that after making the necessary improvements to the issues highlighted for the majority of the community, we get that increase in numbers and retention that we long for. So saying we know we still need to work on those things, here are some of the things that are being planned for next update. We're working on some more things in the future. Hopefully we are getting the ball rolling. We're continuing to get the ball rolling. We hope we can get some more people in. The team here at Shark Mob genuinely appreciates all of your community efforts lately, and we love seeing all the initiatives shown by many of you. Bloodhunt would not be the same game without all your efforts. Thank you. You're welcome. So, to resume everything. Feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Highest number of participants in the survey and highest game rating since launch. All the new additions were favorably received. Player retention is going up, but it's not enough. Next update is coming next week. They've been investigating server performance. There's some fixes coming. Tweaks have been made to aim assist to decrease the amount of assistance. That's going to be monitored to see if if it's too much or too little. There's announced changes to Trios matchmaking to compensate off-peak wait times. That's also going to be monitored. They know players want more content. They're still working on the voting system that they've announced. We're going to be having some part of it in May. They appreciate the community events that have been happening, distributed codes to reward people that have been trying to put together some events for the community. They still want to support community-driven incentives. I think that we've got this update, this summary all put together. By the way, if you want to know exactly what they were talking about the voting system, so that was featured in the Combat and Power Update Learnings. So that if you go way down in the section, the glimpse in the near future of Bloodhunt, they've been saying here, a recent idea is to add an interactive community voting section inside the game where you as a player could pick between a few predetermined alternatives that we have prepared. As an example of what you might be able to choose between would be voting between, for example, temporarily removing certain weapons from the loot table, rotating maps in TDM, or disabling or enabling certain artifacts during a set time. And they said, in one iteration, we want to get some basics in place to try the system out to get your feedback on it. So, as a reminder, it would be a many-step implementation of a voting system. Now, they said in the newest article that idea has matured a little bit. We're going to see exactly what that means, but this is basically the thing. And a few little examples, and also this would be kind of improved over time. Like, they have plans. What they're saying here is that it's a system that is going to be like developed more and more as time goes on, and with feedback. So just as a reminder of what that is. So yeah, what they're saying in the article that we're going to have next patch, we're going to have performance improvements, tweaks to aim assist, trios matchmaking changes. We are going to have more because, as usual, and I just want to remind everyone, in the learnings articles, they don't necessarily feature what is going to be in the patch of the next, in the patch notes of the next update. It's kind of like a little tease of what direction they're taking and what are the main things that they are going to fix in the next update or maybe in another one. It's just to let us know, like, it's as close as we can get to a roadmap as we can ever get with Bloodhunt these days. There's probably going to be a store update that I've already said. I've already like retweeted it and put that again on my Discord. That it was, I don't think it was last week, it was the week before. We had some screenshots of discussions, confirmation that a store update is coming. They couldn't confirm the time. There was a whole discussion about exactly what kind of items could probably be in there. And also some people saying, hey, you can just give us recolors because they're a low tier effort. And Tobias coming back with, actually, recolors, while yeah, they take not as much time as coming up with brand new items, recolors still take a significant amount of time to happen. So when you're thinking it's just change the colors and that's it, you're done, put a different name to it, it's not exactly that. Last time that we had a store update, we had two new items. We had the first iteration of the Rose eyewear. We got a white mask with some red highlights. Like those the two things were put in the store. We had a few recolors, a few different versions of outfits that we'd seen before. And we had a selection of items that were from Battle Pass Season 1 that were added to the store. all of this I've already said. Like I said, I forgot to mention it here, but I posted this on my Twitter this week as a kind of reminder of exactly what was shown, what I said in my news recap at the time, to give a kind of glimpse at what kind of items could probably come back, what's the idea behind the selection of the items that could come back, or what we're gonna have in the store. But definitely there is a store update that is planned, definitely. So likely to come with the update. No confirmation about this yet, but it's very likely. And also, I want to remind everyone, if anyone decided to come in at some point since the beginning of this stream, there is no new battle pass coming with the update. I completely forgot to link it. Did I completely forget to link it? I believe I have. Where is it? Are you kidding me? Did I completely forget it? Yeah, I kind of did. Okay, hold on a second. Oh yeah, I understand why. Update. Was it spring update? Sorry, just updating my note at the same time. So, if you didn't already know, that confirmation of the whole thing, yeah, it is the spring update. Next patch for Bloodhunt is just around the corner. The spring update will be released on April 25th. Also, stay tuned for full patch notes that arrive on Monday. Completely forgot to mention this, but yes. update on Tuesday, patch notes on Monday, as they usually do. Yep. There was, I know that a lot of you know already this, but it's good to have a little refresher, a little reiteration of things that happened. But yes, someone asked, like, why is there no ranked? Tobias answers, there were too few people interested in playing ranked, unfortunately. Ranked mode requires a higher number of active players, otherwise it won't be competitive, which is a base requirement for it. So just to remind people, because I see that people still ask the question frequently, why is there no ranked? That is the official stance on it. Again, I want to remind people that just adding the ranked mode isn't going to be enough if ever ranked would ever come back. We need more players, and then we need to rethink how ranked works, because how ranked worked originally, along with a slew of other issues that happened at the time, I understand. But still, ranked mode, we still need to have a discussion about it, how it should come back, how it should work. Because the format of ranked, how it was at the time when it existed, was a failure. Straight up failure. And we know, because I've seen again some people talk about this, they had confirmed at some point in time that they are sitting on a pile of cosmetic rewards that were supposed to be meant for ranked mode, that they had prepared in advance. They still have those. At some point also, a little bit later in the future, they had in an article mentioned maybe we can think of a way to integrate ranked rewards into normal gameplay in a sort of mastery type of section where you would need to reach certain requirements to get up in the ranks, and then at some point a season or something would close and then you'd get a reward for it. I only saw one person at the time come up with an acceptable enough solution at the time. I remember clearly because it was at the time I was fully behind that idea. It was Afro Sensei, if you know that person in the community, that came up with a solution. And unfortunately, there hasn't been any talks behind this because a lot of people didn't necessarily understand the concept, and they just said, no, we don't want ranked integrated in our PvP game. We want a ranked mode. And that topic just got buried. But I'd like to bring it up again at some point. Maybe if, let's say, numbers aren't going up to the point where we can get ranked mode back, maybe we can figure out something. Before I jump into the feedback of the tournament, I want to confirm also for next week, if some people missed it, yeah, it's going to be the anniversary of Bloodhunt. There was this discussion. Tobias confirming Bloodhunt has his 1 year celebration on April 27th. Angry Vampire is asking, can we get but a sliver of anything neato planned? He says there will be a contest with fabulous prizes and a small surprise. Is that the extent of what is going to happen? I don't know. If you're expecting a huge celebration of Bloodhunt happening on the 27th, I would say keep your expectations low. And if you've got something that surprises you, that's good. That's my way of thinking of things. But there will be a contest with fabulous prizes, with fabulous being in bold. What exactly does that mean? Is he hinting at something in particular? And a small surprise, so we're gonna see what happens, okay? We're gonna see. If ever it's not living up to your expectations, I'm sure that the Bloodhunt content creators might come up with some other things to kind of, jazz up the event. Could be an idea. But yeah, anniversary is going to be noted from Bloodhunt. Another thing that happened this week, just a small thing to notice, just a small thing to note, but I think is quite significant still. Bloodhunt just asked, share a screenshot of your favorite look. Show us your bestly dressed vampires. And people, I have to say, people in the community responded more than any other post I think I've ever seen by Bloodhunt in a very long while. People have been showing up with their screenshots, with their, if you want to have a good look at Bloodhunt Fashion, some people have found some really cool combinations of items that I've never seen before, and I thought that it was very very clever for a lot of them. But yeah, I'd say if you're interested in the fashion, go take a look at this thread. People still keep posting some screenshots in there, and it's very impressive. Also, I would imagine that some people in the Bloodhunt team would be very interested to see exactly what we consider as cool items. Little inspiration of exactly what is the community, what does the community like or agree on that is cool, or would be cool looking, or what kind of item they could cook up for us maybe in the future. Could be interesting. Small little thing I've discovered also this week. I've mentioned Artstation a few times already in the past to find some concept art or, building versions of things that have been added inside the game. And I kind of stumbled on one this week that was posted not too long ago, actually 4 days ago. And it is the concept for the Cartel King. Here we have, it says, this is one of the outfits we shaped for the game, because they partnered with Shark Mob. It's from someone from AMC Rose Studio, 3D art and design studio for the game industry. They say it was awesome. It was an awesome costume to work on, as we had to create the feeling of variation in materiality while maintaining the dark gothic feel of the project and make every piece functional. Portrait provided by Shark Mob, and you've got some 3D artists. You've got 4 3D artists that worked on that. And yeah, as you can see, it's very different from the finished art in the game, the finished outfit. The finished outfit in the game has many more little, how do I kind of say, flappy things. I'm very technical, I'm super I know all the tech. Like, you want to ask about fashion? I know the names of all the outfits. Yeah, Romanian names. Yes, yes, yes. Also, why I'm not pronouncing them, because I'm going to be butchering them. But yeah, it's very interesting to see, like, especially when you can take a look. Like, this is not the finished. Obviously, this is not the finished model of how it looks in game, but you certainly get the look and feel of how everything is put together. Here you've got a little video, because I imagine that this is in its own little software. It's not anything that has to do with the custom engine of Bloodhunt. But here's a look at some of the gray, I don't know what's the technical term, but the kind of gray scale before you apply the textures on them of the model. This is what it was. This is what was presented. The outfit would be awesome for female characters. I think that feedback about this outfit was very clearly heard, I think. But yeah, again, it's a cool little thing I found on Artstation. Sometimes we get a little bit more details here. Sometimes they like to add in what kind of programs they've been using. They've been using to create the art pieces. Sometimes it's concept art. Sometimes it's like this one is like fully 3D already. But yeah, thought it was very cool to find and discover and see a little bit of behind the scenes. There's a lot of cool pieces that you can find on Artstation. I might actually at some point present to you all the concept art that I found there. There's some concept art that could be made into outfits that is absolutely jaw-dropping. But yeah, I think I'll bring that back at some point in the future. Now you were saying Far. Oh, there we go. For the solo tournament, I'm just gonna read that immediately, right? What is there? I haven't read it before. We want to thank everyone for the feedback given. Based on the results, we will change some things. And yeah, you want to host a Bloodhunt tournament yourself? Contact us. We will help you. We will support you with your experience. I'm gonna like and retweet that, and make sure. There you go. Solo tournament feedback. With the link, it would go even better. There we go. So, there we go. Perfect. Okay, I read this in the back in the past. I've actually had proofread this. So, feedback and improvements, Bloodhunt solo community tournament. We want to thank everyone for the feedback given. Based on our experience and your feedback, we will change the following things for upcoming tournaments. Sign up. The Google form worked quite well. We did some minor changes to clarify how it works. Minimum player level. Players have to be at a minimum level 11 to take part. That way we will make sure no one is playing in a lobby filled with bots. So far, no one has done that, and everyone has been showing great sportsmanship. We just want to be ahead of potential issues. Crossplay. To balance PS5 and PC players, crossplay needs to be enabled for games you submit. Tournament announcement. Some people brought up that the tournament's announcement was too short notice to the tournament date. We will make sure that all the information are given at least 2 weeks ahead and properly communicated on Discord, in streams, and social media platforms. And streaming in clips, we did run into issues where we could not create clips from streams. We did that as a separate info to the Google form. We did add that as separate info to the Google form. As going through VODs is very time consuming, we do offer a Google form to post the best clips. That way we won't miss any tournaments you want to share with us. For better visibility, use the hashtag into your title. Now, this is if you're a streamer, sometimes you don't have the option to enable clipping from your stream. For some people, it's disabled by default. You need to turn that back on if you want people to make clips. Or, like I said, if you want to make your own clips but not enable clipping, we're gonna have a form there. You can clip your own things there. What I'm seeing with this, and why I'm mentioning this here, is to, like, it's another part of what we're trying to do for the community, for tournaments, like adding, like, here's some groundwork, here's some good rules that you want to add to your own tournaments if you want to make your own tournaments. These are kind of like, okay, here's what we've done, here's our history, here's our feedback, it's our collective history in making tournaments for Bloodhunt. Here's what we've learned. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. I'm expecting this to show up in other tournaments in the future, but kind of just as a side note. Apart from that little addition there, some people wanted to know I'm still working on my talk show project. I'm going to be making some votes or asking some questions about that in my Discord. So if you want to join up with that, my Discord is currently in the chat. Now, what to expect now? Patch notes on Monday. Patch on Tuesday. Reminder, there's no battle pass in this patch. The current pass that we have is still working, is still going on. On Wednesday, probably survey will be available for everyone. Remember, the survey is there. Fill in the survey. Be clear, be concise, say exactly what you need to say what you want to say, with the focus of helping the devs. On the Thursday will be the 27th. It will be the 1-year anniversary of the launch of Bloodhunt. So keep an eye on social media. Keep an eye on the Bloodhunt Discord. We will see what's going to happen. There's, apart from that, keep an eye on, tournaments, events, and things that are happening from the community. So there's a lot of things, like I said, I know there's a lot of things cooking up. And I guess there's plenty more that I don't even know of. But if ever you are having an event or you're having a giveaway, you're doing something for Bloodhunt, make sure you contact me. Make sure you let me know. I can feature it on this news recap stream. And let people know whenever I'm streaming, like for the rest of the, whenever I have the time to stream, whatever. I'm always good at promoting and reminding people of things that are actually going on, free codes, giveaways, tournaments, and all of this. I'll do that all the time, such as currently there's giveaways from Motion Gaming and Mokrei. And from me soon, because apparently last week we hit 500 followers, so I guess I'm gonna be doing a giveaway soon. I still have to figure all of this out. I'm working on some other things myself. And a reminder, everyone, more and more people are discovering Bloodhunt. Remember that whatever you do and whatever you say can either welcome new players or push them away, so be aware of how you're talking about the game and the community. It's all public relations. It's all PR. Whatever you're posting on your Twitter and you're tagging Bloodhunt into it, other people will see this. Other people will take that into consideration. They will check the vibe of your tweet. Does this mean Bloodhunt good or Bloodhunt bad? We need more people inside the game. We all know this. You have to kind of do your part at the same time. Not super involvement, but just like be mindful of how you're presenting everything. And yeah, if you've got, as a reminder again, if you've got some details that are interesting or that might be newsworthy, please let me know. I've been missing a few things here and there, more and more, I would say, as people are starting to do things. So please let me know, hit me up. I can feature all of this. Apart from that, that's it for us here. People on Twitch, stick around after this news. After I'm done with this recording, I'm giving away a Purple Paint combo code for PC players once I'm done with this. And for everyone else that is out there, enjoy the patch notes, enjoy the patch, have yourself a wonderful week, be kind to each other and to yourself. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.